We ready? Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our American chant class timetable, American timetable. Let's see. We have some, are you new here or are you discovered? Thien's cousin. Ah, okay. So she knows everything then. Why would you listen to Thien? You should know better than that. Impressive. Your legs look good. I mean, that doesn't sound right. To be able to sit flat like that takes a lot of blessings. And it also shows that your level of health is pretty good. Okay? You're pretty healthy as a person. Meaning that, you see, when we train people to sit in full lotus like that, it's by design so that it requires your legs to be flexible enough to be able to lay flat on the cushion. See, for most people, they're not that flexible, so the legs usually tend to curl up, and so that's a very, very good way of checking your own health. That is, if you can sit in full lotus, your level of physical health is pretty good. I don't know about mental health, but physical health is darn good. And also spiritually, the Buddhist secret is that it takes a lot of blessings to be able to do full lotus. I'm so impressed because the first time I sat in full lotus, I only lasted 2 minutes, and my legs were not as flat as yours. My legs are like this, especially the right leg, because the legs are not flexible enough because the physical health is not there. Okay, and so congratulations to you. So the longer you sit in full lotus, actually your health improves. Okay, because when the body, the chi flows through our body. Okay, what it does is that it naturally unblocks the blockages, chi blockages. Chi blockages are manifestations of your sicknesses. For example, when you have a cold, okay, you feel like something, a lump here in the throat, in the neck area, and that's because the chis are blocked here. So that the chi, when it flows, has a hard time flowing through it. Okay, and so when you meditate, the chi flows stronger. Okay, typically, your chi flows around your body in about 2 hours. Okay, and if that is typically if you have good kung fu. If you are low level kung fu, it might be a little bit take longer. It might take a little bit longer than that. She's not even interested. She says, make this pain go away. What are you talking about? Yeah. And if your level, your kung fu, your skill, your chan skill is higher, it might be about an hour and a half. Okay. So this is why during a chan chi, where we meditate all day, not just 1 hour and you complain already. We sit all day, okay, girl? And for weeks on end, okay? That's how tough we are, okay? That's how healthy we end up being. So during the Chan Chi, we only sleep for about, we're allowed to sleep from midnight. We start meditating around 11:50, so we go to bed around midnight or so. And we're supposed to get up at 3 in the morning, okay? Think about it. So supposedly you sleep about 2.5 hours, okay, if you're lucky. So people think, ordinary people think that we're crazy, but actually, if you meditate a lot, at night, your chi can flow when you sleep. You need only to sleep 2 hours, and your body recovers fully. Okay? It's contrary to what doctors, Western doctors, keep on talking about. They say you need 7, 8 hours. It varies, but you don't really need 7, 8 hours. Okay? If you need, so the way we train our people is from our ancestors, our patriarchs, who understand about how to maintain health, and therefore, so the message there, and it has never been explained to you yet, is the message there is that when we sleep at night, is most critical that we need to have our chi flow throughout our body in a full circle, okay? And that's why during Chan Chi, we only need to do 2 hours per night. And that's just to help us, the body repair and take care of itself. Isn't it fascinating? That kind of knowledge is from meditation. Okay? And so that's what happens. Because when during the Chan Chi, we meditate a lot, and therefore at night, we don't need as much sleep time to enable the body to recover, to repair itself. Okay? Basically at night, people like to lie down and stretch their legs because it feels good. Yeah. Okay, another thing about the full lotus is that when you're in pain like this, when you cross your legs and you purposely endure the leg pains, okay, then what it does is that it clears your head. Clears your head a lot faster than otherwise. Okay, and so that's why after you endure the discomfort and the physical pain there in the legs there for a while, the longer you endure, the more peaceful you feel, the more it clears your head. Okay, and so that's why. And eventually, you reach a max, and then we'll stop having pain, and the pain actually subsides. Okay, and that's a big deal. If you reach that level, it's about an hour and a half or so for normal people. So after an hour, between hour and a half, your pain will subside and will return to zero. It feels very, very good. Okay, better than weed. That's all I know. No, not true? Look at Chung and say, I don't know about that. Okay, anyone has any questions? Yes, sir. You see how tough this guy is? He's half lotus, and every time the body is very stiff. Okay, that's why it takes a while before the legs drop. What you ought to do, Jung, before you meditate, I will do stretching, I will do yoga. It's going to help make the legs a lot more flexible, the body more flexible.
Master, I've since injuring my leg, I've spent thousands of dollars on doing everything to make it more stretch. I stretch a lot, and all types of physical therapists from the top fighters in the world. I've gone to them, and I've gone to different types of yoga. So, and after a year and a half of sitting, I'm sitting, really regularly now, and I also started incorporating long sits, and it hasn't dropped. I just feel maybe the scar tissue is so rigid that it doesn't have a lot of stretching ability to drop.
So it never drops lower than that?
If I move my ankle lower down my thigh, it will do it. But if I don't, if I leave it right here, it won't drop. But if I do it right, put it closer to my thigh, it drops a little bit.
That's what happened. I thought once in a while I saw your legs lower. I said, "Oh, it dropped." Actually, it never dropped.
Yeah.
You just move your legs.
Yeah.
That helps.
So, Master, my question is, so if you see this leg right now, left over right, this knee is right here. However, if you see me switch, this is no problem, right over left. Yeah. Is there any condition under which it would be acceptable to switch right over left for me because it's left over right? It will never drop.
It will never drop.
I mean, never say never. I don't know, but I sit really regularly, and I see other people who sit less than me, and it drops way lower for them.
Hey, Shen Yun, good morning. Okay, you sit in full lotus, right? Yeah, your legs drop, right? Okay, very good. Never mind. I would not switch. I would not give up if I were you. Because when you give up, when you do it like this, you actually are very slowly improving it. You may not see it, but eventually it will drop. Believe me. Because the more pain you endure like that, the more it will repair your knee. Okay? Your body is incredibly powerful. It will repair it. Right now it's going like this. When you sit like that, the chi is fascinating. As you sit there and you feel the pain, what you don't realize if you're able to feel it is that the chi is actually going like this at the blockage. So actually it's a twisting. It's very fascinating. Okay? No one told you this? People saw a lot of things, but they cannot even see this most important thing about you. Anyway, this is what happens to you. When you sit like that, you endure the pain. There's a blockage there. That's why it's still very stiff. And so your chi naturally is going like this at it. So it's like drilling at it. It's fascinating. Eventually, we'll make it flexible. Don't have to cheat. Okay? Yeah. So this is part of the Chan training. Chan training is to do something that's difficult to do. That's the mind, the spirit behind it is to do something hard. Okay? And under supervision, you don't go crazy. You do it crazy, it's not good either. Your body can only do so much before it breaks. We all have limitations. So we push the envelope, we push physical limitations of the body judiciously, okay? And that's the secret behind the Chan training. We push ourselves. So that's why we'll train you to have this mindset where it's difficult, okay? You persevere, you don't back down. That's a mindset, but also it develops other things as part of the spiritual training. Okay? No, I would not switch just because it's easier. I prefer to go the difficult route. Okay? Yes, if you disguise it, you can do it the other way, and you'll be happy, and everyone will look better. But we don't care to look better. We care that you improve faster and heal yourself. Okay? Now, because your body has limitless potential to heal itself if you only allow it to. Okay, if you go to get outside help, where they inject something into your knees or let some current through your body, okay, then that's external, that's temporary. Where here you're mastering your body's innate ability to heal itself. Okay, and maybe be like that for a long, long time, but what you don't realize is actually softening it. Like a massage thing. It's fascinating. Okay? All right. Any other questions? No? Okay. Yes, Wei Mountain has a question.
As you know, I had my knee repaired even before I came to Temple years ago. And so I have a piece of cadaver, somebody else in my knee. I just wonder, how far do you think I can push this? I mean, I think when I first started, I was much more disciplined. I got further. And then as time has gone on, my knee complains, and my foot falls off. I have to hold it in place. And I do it, but is this just the way it is? I mean, I'll do whatever I need to do. It's just a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I see.
But it's just life. I mean, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
But it's just, what do I do?
Yeah, the reality is that part of your body is dead already.
Yeah.
From the cadaver.
Yeah.
It's dead stuff.
That's right. So it's just there. What do I do?
What do you do?
It's just dead.
Okay. Good question. Okay. Again, it's about the mindset. Okay. The part of Chan training is to push yourself. When it's difficult, you don't back down. This is how you develop fearlessness. People are fearful because they don't trust themselves. Okay? They said they really don't have any faith in themselves. So that's why they back down. They back off. Whereas this training here naturally will make us, encourage us to do a little bit more. That's all. What the training is about. For you lay people, I would keep on pushing myself incrementally. That's all. There's a method behind it. You don't just simply sit there and say, I sit there and do it. No. What I'm teaching you is that it's about mental. I want you, if you have that problem with the knee, okay, with your legs, all I want you to do is to keep track of the time of you are enduring it. So all I want you to do is push a little bit more. That's all. Each time, that's all. And that's how you train your toughness. Make your mind tougher and improve your health. Incrementally. We're not talking about revolution. We're talking about evolution. Okay? You push a little bit more and do not quit. And that's the training behind Chan. So the more difficult it is, you should be happier because you have something to do. Because what happened to me without any guidance, I pushed myself to the point where I could sit as long as I wanted. And I say, so what now? I have nothing else to do. I thought Chan meditation about sitting and enduring, so I endure forever. Okay, I could endure. I wouldn't care less. I could sit as long as I wanted and no pain whatsoever. So I started worrying. I said, what happened to my pain? So I had nothing else to do. So I don't know how I got here today. I'm still confused like heck. I don't know what else to do. I have no more pain. So you should be so glad that you still have something to work on. Stop complaining. Okay, so again, this is something I hope that you should understand. The first phase of the Chan training is to build your endurance, meaning that it's not simply physical, but it's mental. All I want you to do is force yourself to endure a little bit more each time. That's all I care about. So in your mind here, say, I can do more. I can do more and more and more. And that's what this first part of the Chan training is about. Okay? After you endured, let's say, for 30 seconds more, 50 seconds more, I don't care, okay? All I want you to do is endure more, that's all. 2 minutes more is what I'd like to challenge you to challenge yourself. If you do 10 seconds, too easy. Has to be like, for me, 2 minutes. That's when my mind goes crazy. I say, oh, this is too much. I whine, okay? Yeah. And so you want to stretch yourself, push yourself a little bit more, because the more your mind complains, okay, the more it will change. So that's why I like to recommend to people to push themselves for 2 more minutes, but anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes is very, very good. Okay, and I used to have a early disciple, and she's quite wealthy. The husband very wealthy, and she's bored to death. Okay, has depression and everything. Just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're free from depression, folks. Okay, so she came to us because she wanted to feel better, and with Chan meditation, she felt so much better. So she kept with it, and so she followed the instruction. Had a lot of time every day, so she would push herself to sit longer every day, every single day. Without fail, she would sit longer. And so he said, after a year and a half, she said, after a year and a half of doing that, I look back and say, wow, I'm a changed woman. Okay? Yeah. So this is a recipe for those of you who trust no one and says, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. You can train yourself. This is the first phase only, where you learn to condition your mind not to quit. Especially those of you who have depression and have some mental issues, you tend to quit prematurely. It's too much. I can't take this. Especially those who have depression. It's too much. I'm going to hurt myself. This is not real. This is nonsense. There are lots of people, hundreds of people before you who went through this training and broke through. Okay, yeah, last all these 20 years, and so you can train yourself. You don't need us. Okay, if you can do that, okay, then you will see how much you change. And if you, on top of it, you listen to the Dharma talks like this, okay, then you even break through even a lot sooner. Okay, have they transmitted to you the hands and eyes yet? Chung? Okay, so instead of sitting there and doing nothing, do one hand. We'll speed it up. And she'll tell you which one. See? You see it? Because a lot of people steal this information and practice. That's why we don't explain a lot publicly. And they receive the transmission illegally, and therefore the more information we reveal online, the deeper they get in trouble. That's all. All the people who receive transmission from the people who are not allowed to give transmission, they get in trouble. Big time. Eventually. They sink deeper and deeper and deeper without knowing it. Okay? So that's why, yeah. That's right. Okay. That's what they should all be doing. This is a problem he has, because he's that tough. He should not be wasting his time. He should be doing that, and will speed up the healing process. Because without doing anything, you're healing yourself already, like this. It's breaking through. Constantly. So you're repairing yourself. You don't need any meds, any external things. Your body is perfectly capable of healing itself. And then on top of it, you add the spiritual aid. Okay? There's more to that problem than just physical. So we do the spiritual aid, it's going to heal a lot faster. Yes, DTT.
Master, on this topic, my record right now is half lotus, 2 hours. It would be difficult for me to add a few minutes every day, given 2 hours every day is, I can't do. Is that possible to push once or twice a week? Rest of the time, I just maintain at a certain level.
Yeah, and that's what we do. You can sit for 2 hours, you should be able to do full lotus already. Can you get in full lotus?
I can. It's just very shallow, very low. So
that's terrible. Oh, yeah. And look, yeah, no. It's not cool to be so shallow and so, okay, stick with half lotus for the next 10 years. There you go. I tell you what, I make a deal with you. You can sit in half lotus for the next 5 years, and you keep increasing it, once a week, that works, okay? Or you can get in full lotus for 5-10 minutes, and we'll go a lot faster. Usually we don't say this unless you pay for it. Okay? Maybe it's because you haven't paid yet. That's why we didn't tell you. Hey, folks, if you can get into full lotus, by all means, get into full lotus, even if it's much shorter, even if for 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, I don't care. If you have to pull it up, you have to tie up your legs, I don't care. There's wonderful things that happen to your body when you get into full lotus. Doesn't matter how ugly and how awkward it looks, okay? Doesn't matter. The point here is that the harder it is for you, the more challenging it is for you, the faster you make progress. So the training is not about the length of time necessarily. It's about the length of time that you struggle. So instead of sitting 2 hours in half lotus, okay, I can relax until 2 hours and I struggle, right? No good. Instead, if you sit for 5 minutes in full lotus, instead of sitting 2 hours in half lotus, you are much better off in 5 minutes in full lotus. Okay? Again, the mindset is not like you and your students. My mindset here in China is that we want you to struggle. Face your limitation and push yourself incrementally. Okay? That's how you break through. Much faster. Do I say too much, Shi? Because I know that you don't charge your students. I do. You have to. It doesn't matter. That's fine. She can hold it, tie it up, but what she can do is do more stretching because she can have that much time. do more stretching, get into full lotus, just to get into full lotus, and then endure it. That's all you do, okay? So the stretching doesn't count, okay, girl? Okay, that doesn't count. The stretching is an aid. It's only the time in full lotus, the time in half lotus that matters. And then ultimately, it's the time that you struggle. If you sit for 10 hours without any struggle, that's no good. It doesn't count yet until you start struggling. Okay, dokie? That's what the training is about. That's the goal. No, it doesn't matter if she has to hold it up, or I would even use a belt and tie it up. Yeah. It sounds extreme, but yeah. No, she used to whine a lot more. I don't have to take this. This doesn't make sense. And this is what happened to you people. We give you these trade secrets for free, and you say, it's free, it's not enough for real. No, it's not free, folks. Actually, ultimately, when you succeed, when you break through, we get part of the credit as well for your work. You see? So you have to look at the big picture. We charge you $40 per hour, or we charge you $40,000 per hour for not taking your money. Oh, never mind. It's the system is from the Chinese. It's incredibly ingenious. Yes, Wei Mountain. Everyone benefits when you struggle.
Hello, Emitofuo Master. I just would like to share a little bit of my experience sitting. I think people nowadays are very lucky because they get a lot of instruction and help. When I first went to Blue Mountain 2017, I practically got no help, no instruction from anybody.
No, that's not true. We are not that mean to you.
I was just asking.
Did anyone introduce you, or we just walk in cold turkey from the street?
I walked in from the street and I only.
Okay, wait. Let me finish. I want all of you to hear the big picture. She walked in and said, "I am from the DRBA."
You introduced me to DRBA Master.
See, now it's my fault.
Well,
I heard this one before. It's always my fault. Keep going.
So
let me tell you, when she walked in, and she said, "You're not real. You don't know anything. It's the IBA who knows everything. They're the real successor, Dharma heirs to the great Master YongHua. You're not. You're a scammer. You're fake." You didn't think I knew? That's why we left you alone, girl. You never took us seriously. I remember at one time I said, "Have you received transmission for the 4 2 hands and eyes?" And he said, when I told that, we were talking, I told that, it's as if I would be interested in taking it from you. I want an official transmission, not a fake transmission from you. You don't think I remember? Every time you come to my temple, Blue Mountain Temple, you don't know Blue Mountain Temple is a tiny place. Every time she came to Blue Mountain Temple, I knew. He said, like, "Yeah, I'm here as a charity kind of thing to encourage his people to practice a little." You don't remember that? I remember everything. I never forget or forgive. Continue. Keep on whining. What do you want to whine about? And now she says, I came to Blue Mountain Temple, no one explained anything to me. No one helped me at all.
Well, not the sitting part, Master. I asked around, and there was no left or right, no instruction. But you did come to me at the end of the talk every time and go, keep sitting more, good for you, try sit longer. That, you did that. But you never told me.
And that's
how to
not
sit.
considered help?
Yeah, that was how, Master. I'm saying just the lotus part until, I don't know. So I was there for 2 years. And I was basically cannot sit in full lotus. So I heard from everyone, the Sangha members saying that, oh, just keep sitting. Eventually, after I took refuge, I think that's when things get
After
better.
like 2 or 3 years or so?
Yeah, after I
You see?
2 years.
See, you don't think I remember. I remember faces.
Yeah, thank you.
What's
and
it?
then so I heard, the Sangha member just said, you keep sitting, and you eventually get into full lotus. So I just did that because I took refuge with you. Then I go, okay, I just need to follow instruction now. Otherwise, it seemed to be bad. So I did that with the mindset I would never get into full lotus. And then after my refuge, and then I started some fellows and told me about evening ceremony. So I started coming for evening ceremony almost every day. And then 3 months later, I kept sitting, and then 3 months later, I was able to get into full lotus. But the way it happened was...
Only 3 months? This guy, YongHua, has been here for a year and a half.
Oh, the Master, I had no injury, first of all. Second, I was keep sitting and cry and sat through every evening ceremony. But then the way I tried the full lotus was when I finished the sitting half lotus, then I tried to pull it up. And that was the most painful moment, Master. When you finish and it's so painful, you just want to drop it, and you kick in the full lotus. That was really a lot of suffering. But that was how it worked with me, and that's how I slowly built it. I sit half lotus all the way and then start full lotus. And I went from 10 seconds slowly, and then eventually I got to an hour, and then 6 hours, like that.
10 seconds in full lotus only?
Master, and by the way, most important point, I was holding my foot.
She's holding her foot for 10 seconds.
No, for the hour at the beginning, when I first pulled it in, I was so inflexible that my whole back was curling down. I was curling down my back. I couldn't straighten my back at all. But that was how I got into the full lotus the first time, with my head almost touching the floor. And I just held it like that for 10 seconds. And slowly, it went up to normal. Master said, and then slowly I was able to put my back straight and increase the time. And I was holding my foot. When I was doing the hands and eyes at that time, I was one hand holding my lotus, the other hand doing the hands and eyes.
Wow.
Because it wouldn't work otherwise. But now I don't have to hold it anymore. That was how it went with me. So for me, it's normal thing to hold my foot for hour, 2 hours, 6 hours. For me, it's normal.
Yeah.
That's my experience. Thank you, Master.
Thank you for sharing with us, Judah. Okay, anyone else? It's a struggle, folks. And a girl in DTT, come on. 2 hours and half lotus? You're wasting your time. Okay, and this is a person who's an efficiency expert, and yet he would waste his time sitting in half lotus for 2 hours, and then says, "I can't sit much longer." Do half an hour. Do 50 minutes in full lotus. Do 50 seconds in full lotus is much better than 2 hours in half lotus. Okay? And stop whining, stop complaining. You should be ashamed of yourself. Maybe you should demote her instead of, Okay? All right. Anyone else? Oh, but thank you for sharing your experience. What's her name again? Apple? Apple Lee? Okay. Yeah. For Apple, she struggled a lot initially. She came with a pretty bad attitude. And it's a typical of the disciples of over there. I was that way too. We thought that we're better than anyone else. We knew more than anyone else. And anyone else is just second rate. It's true. It's true that their Master Shenhua's instructions and training is the best that I've seen. Because I didn't believe it either until after I left. And then I went all around. And then I realized what a superior training program they have. Okay, but there's some drawbacks because we know we're so convinced that we are the best that we kind of fool ourselves. Okay, and that's where the drawback of the training is. In this training here, you should feel less and less arrogant, not more arrogant. It's not about being better than others. It's about believing that you can still be better than before. It's not about being better than someone else. You can be better than yourself. It's a wrong training to me, wrong mindset. And I'm very ashamed of it. Yes, I walked around, and it's funny. Wherever I went, people were frightened. They said, this guy came from the city of 10,000 Buddhas, Master Shenhua disciples. And they're scared. They try to impress you. And that only reinforced my arrogance. Look at, and I didn't say, I don't want to join them. You don't have much to offer. Why would I spend my life here with you? And so the spirit here, folks, is you don't look at yourself as better, and I need to stress this for you. This is our spirit. You don't look at yourself as better than the others. You are better than the others. It's true. But I want you to challenge yourself. You should be better than yourself. You can be better and better and better than yourself. That's all that matters to me. Better than others is temporary. They will surpass you eventually. When you get older and they're younger, eventually they'll surpass you. Okay? You only need to worry about bettering yourself. That's how you will be happier and healthier. Okay, girl? How come your legs get longer and longer? Now I see they're twice as long as mine. Okay, we only have like 10 minutes left. Anyone has anything they'd like to share or talk about? Instead of me going into this song Enlightenment here. Yeah, Chung always have something to complain about. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Look at how sensitive he is. I'm not a whiner. Go ahead.
Master, so when the day I took refuge, I had a question for you. My question was, can we tell what the things in our lives is a result of our actions, what we choose to do, and what is a result of our karma? And your answer to me was, how does that help you? And
so you want to ask me again? You want to ask me again?
Well, when you said that, I didn't answer you because I was taking refuge, and I was like, maybe not the day.
Wrong day for that, yeah. To butt heads with your new master.
I was like, wrong
Okay,
day.
yeah.
But this has been a year, so I say, maybe it's okay after a year to ask.
Okay, so you ask again?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Well,
want
I
to ask
have
again.
an answer to you.
Ask again, ask again.
Well,
Because it's going to be probably extracted in a short form.
well, I have an answer to you, the question you gave me. You
Okay,
said,
okay, go ahead, ask, go ahead.
Okay, the question you said was, how does it help?
Wait, ask your question.
Oh, okay. I say, Master, is it possible to know what results in your lives is result of karma and what is the result based off of your own actions that you choose?
Okay, and my answer is?
How is that helpful to know? And wait, I have a response.
Wait, can I say it? It's more forceful.
Okay.
How does it help you?
Well, Master, in life in general, for people to improve, they tend to reflect on their actions to see what they did that was right and wrong. So like when we teach children, we say, don't do this, you were gonna hurt yourself. They have to know what they did that's gonna hurt them. And so for me, if I know what I did in my life led to the good results or bad results, that's helpful for me in my individual growth. Is that wrong?
So it took you a year to think up of an answer?
No, I had an answer right away, but I didn't want to say it.
I don't believe you.
That's
my answer. It took you a year to think of this.
I didn't want to start off that day with a refuge with a debate.
I knew you're thinking already. That's why I said, how does it help you? Because exactly your line of thinking is what ordinary people think. Smart people think. It's, yeah, of course. If it helps me make better choices. Okay? If I understand better. And that is so ordinary. And the girl behind you agrees with you, by the way. You should feel better. If that helps you feel better. Huh? Too ordinary. So banal. Okay? And so after a year, you still don't believe me. That's the point. You haven't thought any better of my answer. My answer is, how does it help you? A year later, how does it help you? Just to know better, how does it help you? Seven. Yeah.
So I can make better choices in my life. Don't my choices matter at all?
Okay, let me test the rest of my disciples. Do you agree with him or you disagree with him? 1 or 2? Disagree or 2? 1 is agree. 2 or 1? What's your first choice? 2 or 1? They're refusing to get involved. It is so unimaginative. I want to understand. I understand so that I can make better choices. It's so ordinary. And you, my disciple? Yes, Wei Mountain.
Good morning, Masters. I want to choose number 2, if it is the disagree.
See, that's my disciple. I give you the hint, 2 or 1. And he chose right again. And why would you choose 2?
I choose because from your question, your answer to him, how does it help you, is actually helping. Because at the time, it's cut off his thinking. And for me is, from your teachings, the thinking mind is the one that's confused us. Knowing is doesn't really matters, because without the training, without our samadhis, we are following our self natures. We will ultimately making the wrong decision anyway, because our confused mind from the thinking mind. So my belief is just only through the trainings, and when your self natures become, when you can in a way follow your self natures through the trainings, after the trainings, that would be the ultimately right decision.
Okay.
That's something along that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I didn't express this well.
Yes, very good. It's a very good answer. Only one suggestion. Don't talk to your wife like that. Don't take too long to get to the point. Okay? She'll get distracted. She'll say, get to the point, get to the point. I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, she fall asleep whenever I talk to her, so that's what happened.
See, I knew it. Get to the point, man. It's very good. You understand? Did you get his point? You see, because when you take so long, use so many sentences, the meaning gets lost. Okay? Because then if you talk too much, people begin to process your, instead of, you just hit it on the nail on the head, that's it, and you're done. Okay? Women have no patience nowadays. You better know that by now. Okay, I'm just kidding. Shanyin girl. Okay. He's right. Do you understand what his point here is? You are only operating as before. All you want is to understand more and more why and why and why. Okay? That's not going to really help you at all to understand why. What I'm teaching you is to know what to do to fix the problem now, not understand why. That's what most people of the world want. They want to understand why, instead of how do I fix it. You know, where I came from, why doesn't mean anything. We want to know how to fix it because time is money. You guys have too much time. You want to know why. You keep on arguing and debating and the merits and virtues of all this and that. We want to fix it. Because every time, you know, that you delay it, you miss out on the clicks. Okay, if you Google, yes, YouTube question.
Thank you, Master. We have a quick question from Din Tai. Is it normal to feel a sense of happiness from the full lotus pain? Is that conducive? Is that the conducive right mindset?
Let me rephrase it for you because I don't want us to come across as like masochists. Okay? You're a medical student. Be careful, Din Tai, the way you phrase questions. Yes, is the answer. It's normal. You feel euphoric because what happens is, you know that physically, when the body's in pain, this body secretes, painkillers, natural painkillers, endorphins, and it's another one, another substance. What is it called? Lucitonin, whatever. Serotonin, okay. Serotonin. Keratoni, I don't know. And that's why you feel naturally you feel better, you feel good, euphoric, okay? But it's more than that. It's not just the endorphins that your body secretes naturally to combat pain. your natural painkillers, but also the fact that it clears your head as well. So what happens to most ordinary people is that they feel better up here, but the legs are still hurting. That's why all they remember is the leg and the pain. They tend to forget that the head is lighter, it's clearer, and it feels nicer up here. But for most people, they only pay attention to the physical discomfort, the physical pain. That's why. But actually, whenever you experience pain, two things happen. You have pain physically in the legs, in the hips, in the ankles. At the same time, you feel good up here. Okay? And the nature of your makeup is that this pain in the legs here is the loudest in terms of voice. It's the loudest voice in your system. That's why you're scared. But you don't pay attention to this anymore. It's being overwhelmed by the loud complaints in your legs. That's why. Okay? That's why eventually you tough it out. The pain subsides, and then you begin to hear this voice become louder. So initially you have to struggle between the physical pain, voice, complaint there, versus the good feeling, euphoria that you feel naturally. Okay? And that's why if I'm looking at a few people here, if you have depression, okay, you're sitting in full lotus and until it hurts will help you overcome your depression a lot faster than anything else. Anyway, my point being that after a year you still don't get it, you still don't understand, you still don't believe. Okay, that is, you only want to know why. Okay, we teach you how to fix problems. You don't need to know why. Knowing why doesn't matter that much. Because for most people, knowing why doesn't mean you know how to fix the problem. Because if you're confused, your solutions will still not be very good on your own. Does it make sense to you? And that's why. That's why you don't need to understand why. Understanding why takes time to understand. Your understanding is messed up anyway. Even after you understand in your messed up way, you still cannot come up with a good way to fix it. So you add a head on top of a head. You add more confusion to yourself, that's all. Okay? Yeah. And so it's much better to simplify things. Instead of worrying about why, you should worry about how do I fix it. This is why I call it American Chan, not Chinese Chan, not Vietnam Chan, not any Chan, because American is that we want to fix the problem. We don't care. Whatever the reason is, okay? Who do I need to kill? Who I need to fire? That's the bottom line. Okay? We're very efficient. There's no excuse. We need to get the job done, whatever it takes. We do it right away. You don't need to know why. If you're the problem, you cut your head off. That's all. That's simple. Okay? And it's more than that, of course. Whatever we recommend to you will help you overcome your obstructions, but there is an ulterior motive behind it. By doing it our way to fixing your problems, you unfold your wisdom. So you can be on your own. You don't need us anymore eventually. It's just funny. I remember that a long time disciple of mine. Remember, she's from a rich husband, a Japanese husband, very wealthy, and had a lot of time and trained her to endure the leg pains in full lotus for incrementally, okay, and she went such a long way, and then one time I got in trouble. We had a lot of bad things being spread around about me falsely. I never bothered explaining myself, and so I had to endure it. And so she said, I would tough it out with you. I said, why? He says, because I need you to tell me what to do. So she and her sister's line was that we need you to advise us on what to do when we have a problem, okay? And so that's why she stuck with me, not because she believed anything. It's just advantageous to have me around to guide her. And then until one day, my advice to her was it's too discordant. She was not respectful enough to her. She dropped me like a stone. People say a lot of things. Ultimately, bottom line is that you have a problem. How are you going to fix it? Understanding why what you all spend so much time and money to try to discover. We teach you how to fix it and then be on top of it if it ever happens again. That's wisdom. Not Band-Aids. Okay? Understanding why is not necessarily helpful to you. That's the meaning of my answer. It still stands today. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Let's go and eat something. Hey, Wei Mountain has a comment.
Oh, yes, Master, just a question. Actually, sitting longer really is not that painful, or sometimes it might be a little painful, but it will go away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But is it still helpful? I feel like it's not really helpful for the depression. It's still good to continue just sitting longer?
Yeah. For you, yeah. You know why?
No.
It calms you down. Your problem has always been to stop prematurely. Your depression goes, excuse me, gives you a lot of reasons, a lot of excuses for you to stop. Stop sitting, stop working, stop cultivating, stop following me, stop. And when you stop, do you feel better?
No.
No, not at all. But when you sit, does it feel worse?
At times it does, but there are times where it feels more relaxing. But it feels a little bit just sort of sleepy, like I'm not totally asleep. It feels similar to sleep, so I feel like it's just avoiding problems.
See? Avoiding is from where? From your head or from the ghost? You cannot tell, can you? The rule of thumb is very simple. When I tell you to sit longer, you sit longer. No matter what happens in your head, doesn't matter. Ultimately, yes, there occasionally you feel worse because they're smart too. They increase the dosage, they increase the intensity of the attack. That's why you feel worse. But just like Russia attacking Ukraine, they run out of ammunition. That's why you feel peaceful again. Understand, Xin Xin? This is how that's how they get these people confused. Because yes, we teach them to sit longer and do number this, number that. It will help them temporarily. And then what happens is that their depression calls for reinforcement. They call their uncle, they call their grandfather, and they come and they gang up on him. That's why he's going to feel worse. Okay? And then eventually they get bored and say, I have better things to do and take care of this guy and attack this guy. I'm bored out of my mind with this guy. So they leave. So he feels back normal again. He says, see, it doesn't work. This is what they do to him constantly to get him confused. Does it work or doesn't it work? It works, but then it doesn't work. But sometimes it does work. And that's what they do to him. That's all they can do to you. When you are depression, we have the antidote. All they can do is to squeeze, tighten a little bit for you to inject doubt in your head so that you stop. That's all, eventually. But you fail to understand that you have to take the average. It's like the stock market. It's not going up all the time. Sometimes it's going to drop down. But overall, year over year, are you getting double-digit increases, 200% increases or not? That's what the average means. Yes, it's going to have up and downs. But on the average, you're still better off. And they simply showing their hands. All they do is constantly confuse you, inject doubt in your head. That's all. And I'm very patient. For 10 years now, I patiently wait for you to one day wake up and say, I ain't listening to you. The depression ghost is constantly throwing curved balls at you. And all you have to do is say, I ain't listening to you. I'm sitting because I'm told to sit. That's it. Look at average. You're much more peaceful, much calmer when you sit. And that's something you have to decide for yourself. It's that simple. Do I believe the ghost? Or I believe my master. And you ultimately believe your ghost. And that's what I'm pointing out to you. That's how patient I am. All you have to do is, I don't care. Whatever you tell me, I don't care. I'm going to keep on sitting. Because overall, on the average, I'm more peaceful. You get to that, and one day you say, screw you. I want to believe my master because his instructions always helped me the last 10 years. Got very far, which I could not otherwise by myself. You quit. Did you find anyone else who could help you? You still haven't got it yet. Who helped you when you're in trouble? Don't answer that. You know the answer. But all they do constantly is to throw in a curveball here and there to inject doubt into you, that's all. But ultimately, on the average, when you're in trouble, was anyone ever been able to help you? Remember, you came to me and you have this much every day of meds to keep sane. And you stayed in my temple. I treated you badly, went through the training. It's very tough training. But did you need medication? You don't have the big picture. All you have to do, it's so easy to get you derailed by making you suffer a little bit, by making you panic a little bit. but they run out of ammunition. They can't do it forever. All you have to do is keep on sitting, and they will run out of ammunition. Nothing else they can do. They have to come back again. That's the antidote right there. You still don't get it. Of course, we're going to be under attack. That's life. But we have the antidote. Bottom line is that, can anyone help you? Huh? You still haven't reconciled yourself with that yet. When you're in trouble, did anyone bother to help you? When you ask them for help, could anyone help you?
No, I can see that. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're still around. That's why I'm very patient. I let you go around, ask all of them, anyone to help them, and help you, including my master disciples. You go ask anyone, they can help you. I know that already. I let you. Because I want you to find that out for yourself. That's how now you can relax. Because without me, no one else can help you. Relax. Just do what you're told. Because there's a lot more help that being given to you than you realize. This is part of the help, by the way, to allow them to inject doubt in you, because when you go past this hump, okay, you'll be free from me eventually. I don't want you as hanging on to my skirt all the time. My God, I'm busy. It's never the intention for any of you to be dependent on me. I want all of you to become independent and look at me and say, so what can you do for me, huh, dude? That's the purpose. Independence. This is what it's called American chant, because we're independent. We don't need anyone. Who's going to help you achieve that? They all say, come to me, I will help you, I will protect you. Hell no, I'm not going to help you, I'm going to protect you. I want you to help yourself, protect yourself. Eventually. Anyway, why I get so emotional? Normally I'm very calm, honey. I want you to know, most days I'm very calm. I wish I could dance as well as you do. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's good.